Vidit, congratulations. What a brilliant victory against Mamedyarov and on the back of beating Kramnik. First of all, how do you feel after that game?
Yeah, I feel great, especially because I had played Mamedyarov 3 times in the last month, in Tata Steel India, in Rapid Blitz, and I lost all 3. So I desperately wanted to win, and I'm glad that I played a good game today.
The game looked spectacular as well, beautiful attacking games. Where did you think the key moments were?
Yeah, and this opening is very complicated, and this was suggested to me by my friend, and I thought it's unclear. I mean, I was not sure about the evaluation of the position, but he's pawned down, so he has to prove compensation. And if he gets initiative, it could be deadly, but otherwise it could happen something like in the game. The key moment, I think, was when he played this rook b5. It was, I think, just he missed bishop e4. Initially, I was calculating queen c6, rook b1, knight e4, but then he takes rook b7 and I don't get 2 pieces. So, yeah, after bishop e4, I think it was just pretty much easy. Yeah.
I have a question about, you keep mentioning, I saw your interview the other day, someone telling you on the way to the bus today, another friend told you something, you have a second here on the spot. How many people are there behind the scenes helping you?
I mean, as Peter Swidler likes to call them Skype friends. So, yeah, he's one of my Skype friends.
Okay, tell us, what did you get up to on your rest day yesterday? Were there any celebrations after the Kramnik game?
Yeah, I went to an Indian restaurant there. Because I mean, here there are only 3 restaurants and I'm vegetarian, so not many options. So I decided to treat myself after that game.
And just looking forward, 2 games left. How do you feel? How are the energy levels, and who will you be facing?
The energy levels are better than 2 rounds before. I think win motivates you. I think I play Rappo next game and then Vichy in the last round. So tough games, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Are you looking, just final question, looking forward to the Vichy game in particular? Is that a game that stands out to you?
Yeah, it's also one of the games where, against Vichy, I drew in Rapid in India and I lost both the Blitz games. So I'll be aiming for a fight. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much and congrats again on your game.
Thank you.
Have you ever looked back on your life and questioned the decisions that you have made? Like, what were the things that made you succeed and what made you fail? I wanted to learn about my life, so I decided to look back at the 15-year-old chess career of mine. And I found some really interesting things. I found that one trait of mine kept repeating over and over again. So I'll tell you what it was through 3 stories of my life. In 2003, I was 8 years old. I played in my first National Youth Championship for under 9. And it was a complete disaster. I was playing well, but when the time came to tighten the screws around my opponent, I used to get nervous. I cracked under the pressure. And eventually I finished 63rd. I was completely dejected, but okay, I was 9, so I easily moved on. Fast forward to 2005, I was playing the under 10 championship, under 11 championship. I was 10 years old. And the first 3 games were very comfortable for me. I won the first 3 games. And then I hit the wall again. I lost the next 2 games. But this time, things were different. I had changed. And in the next 6 games, I managed to win all of it and become the national champion. And back then, my coach Anup Deshmukh sir, he came to me and he showed me his diary entry which he made on the day I had lost the game. It said that Vidit will win the championship because he has the mindset for it. And this was not the end of my child career. Like, I played 4 National Youth Championship and I won all of them. Then I won 4 silver medals, and to crown the amazing run from 11 to 14, I managed to win the World Sub-Junior Championship. So I asked my mom, what was it? How did this happen? She told me that when I was 9, after I came 63rd and I had this disastrous tournament, I came home. While I was playing around, I wrote on my balcony the following things. I will become the national champion, the Asian and the world champion. I didn't know what I was doing back then. It just came out of me. And now when I look back, I realize that our subconscious mind has an amazing power. I kept feeding my mind the thoughts which I wanted to see in reality. So next time when the tournaments came, when the Asian World Championships came, and the pressure level was really high, I was ready for it. I was oozing with confidence and I was in the zone. Only because in my mind, I had been there and done that. So this brings me to my second story. Life is not a bed of roses. Failures happen. And when I was 15 till I was 18, I was stuck. As you can see in the graph, I was just stuck at one spot. And usually in any sport, when you're young, you make the drastic progress. So at this point, I consider quitting chess because I was not making any improvements. And I'll tell you why. So on my 15th birthday, I played the last round in Russia. And if I win that game, I get a Grandmaster norm. Well, Grandmaster norm is one of the qualifications you need to become a Grandmaster. And instead of winning, I drew that game. To get a Grandmaster norm, you need a rating performance of 2600 and my rating performance was 2599. So I missed it by just 1 point. And remember, it was on my birthday, so it was extra painful. And the same thing happened in the next tournament. I came very close and I missed it. And it happened again, and happened once again. In the span of 3 years, from when I was 15 to almost 18, I had these failures for 13 times. And as one day I realized, okay, something is wrong. I started to observe my thoughts. I started to think, okay, when I was having these failures, what was I thinking about? And my thought process was something like this. Oh, I'm so unlucky. All my friends have become Grandmasters so easily. Only if I had played this move, I would have won. I'm so stupid. I just don't deserve any success. And so on and so on. It's funny, when your friends are sad and they come to you for advice, you are objective and you give them positive advice. But when it comes to yourself, you are exceptionally harsh. You lose all the compassion for yourself. So I decided, okay, I have to change it. I cleared my mind, I let it go, I let all my 3 years go, I learned from the mistakes, I hit the reboot button. And slowly I started to see a change. Within 2 months, I got my first Grandmaster norm, my second Grandmaster norm, and on my 18th birthday, I became a Grandmaster. So just by observing my thoughts and removing all the negative chatter which was going on, I was able to make this change. And I'll tell you my third story now. I was 22 in 2017 and I was reasonably strong Grandmaster. I was in world's top 100. But compared to the players who were above me, I was not making that fast a progress. So I was not very happy. But now I had learned what I was doing wrong. And I also knew that what was right. So one day I decided to pen down my thoughts on my phone. And I wrote the following things. I wrote that I will win the Asian Championship. I will cross the 2700 rating. That basically means to enter the world's top 50. And I'm going to play strong and powerful chess and so on and on and on. What I used to do is every morning when I wake up, I used to look at this and also right before I went to bed. For 3 months, I kept feeding my mind the thoughts which I wanted to see in reality. So when such situations came, I was ready. Mentally, I was ready. When the opportunity was there, I was able to grab it because in my mind, I was already there. And I started to see results. I won the bronze medal in the Asian Championship 2017. And at some point, I had to score 3 wins out of 3, which was very unrealistic considering the opposition. But I had the extra willpower. I remember one incident. In one game, the position was draw, but I kept on playing, tiring him out. And the game lasted for 7 hours and I was able to win. Just because of this extra willpower which I developed through self-talk. And then I also managed to enter the world's top 50. And now my rank is 35 in the world. And the 2017 ended on a very good note when I drew against the world champion Magnus Carlsen. So how do we do this self-talk? Well, first thing would be to observe your thoughts. Just think, what do you think when you have these failures? Because if you leave your negative thoughts on their own, they reinforce themselves and then it turns into a mindset, into a negative mindset. So first observe. And if you have a negative thoughts, try to turn it into positive. Just tell yourselves the things you want to see in yourself. After a few years, after a few months, set short goals. And then the second step, in my opinion, is to write things down or if let's say if you want to work on your anger, you get angry very easily. What I see people doing wrong is they say, okay, I'll not get angry, I'll not get angry. And it doesn't work, does it? So, for example, let's say if I tell you right now, don't think of a red apple. Don't think. Okay, don't think of a three-legged elephant. And that's the exact image which came into your mind. Because your mind thinks in pictures. It doesn't register these words. Don't. So if you're getting angry, tell yourself, okay, this situation I had not planned. This is not what I want. But I'll handle it peacefully. And I'm sure that if you keep doing this over a period of time, you will see some changes. For example, and you can also apply it to any aspect of your life. I had no speech ready. I had no slideshow ready for today's TED Talk until 2 days ago, as you can see from the timestamp. So I told myself, okay, I had a busy schedule. It's part of your life, but when the opportunity comes, I'll be ready, I'll be confident, and I'll give the speech. I hope it has worked. And just before leaving, I'll leave you with one final message. It's not what you say out loud that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the most power. Thank you.